What's up, y'all? It's Sandy coming at you live from Iraq, and you're listening to TBT and Ace on the Weekly Poor Podcast.
What's up, guys? We are here, episode 12 of the Weekly Poor Podcast. I am one of your hosts, TBT. That guy over there is Ace.
Hey,
and look,
everybody.
we have a special guest in the middle. Ace, who is this?
This is the lovely Leather Leone.
Hi, guys.
Yay.
Again, we're trying again. This is number 2.
Yes, this is take number 2 after some ridiculous technical difficulties from just a few days ago. So we're going to just pretend like this never happened. We have never asked you a question. We've never met.
Happened. We've never met.
First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
We are stoked to have you. Ace and myself are, we've been metal fans since, we were little Hulkamaniacs. So getting a chance to talk to you is just fucking badass, pretty much. I mean, there's no better way.
Cool. I appreciate it.
Now, Leather, you are known, obviously, as the voice of Chastain, which you have been with for many, many years. Would you still consider yourself a part of that band now?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I was the original. I'm the only one. Yeah. And I always make the joke that Chastain and I will get together and do another record in 20 years.
Absolutely.
When the mood strikes,
yes.
Right?
When the mood strikes him, yeah.
Now, you're in California now?
Yes, Northern California is where I live, yeah.
Okay, outstanding. I'm sure your weather's probably a little bit better than ours, and it's sitting here 90 to 100 degrees.
No, it's been really unusually hot here. We're in a drought. I don't really know why I'm here. I don't like this weather. I don't like the sun. I don't like the warmth. Yeah. Well, I'm more of a vampire, yeah.
You're from Rochester, New York, right?
Outside of Rochester. You guys did your homework. Yes, 20 miles south of Rochester.
Yeah, I just came back from New York about a week ago, right before we did the interview or right after with you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you can see over my head there, but see my Music and More logo?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Kathy, who runs that shop, Music and More Records, she's a good friend of mine. So we kind of sponsor her a little bit on this show. But I just got through visiting her, and she is actually the one that encouraged me to reach out to you for this interview.
Very cool. I know she supports me. I know that. I get messages from them. Yeah, I get messages from her. Much appreciated. Thank you.
And
so there's our big shout out to Kathy already.
Woo, Kathy! And I'm a Catherine, so I relate to Kathy. Yeah.
So tell us about the record. You've got this new record. It's basically done.
Done. I'm shopping it, and I think I'm going to sign with someone in the next couple of weeks, but I can't say who. But I'm really excited about it. I'm really lazy by nature, you guys. So throughout my career, as you can say that loosely, I've always trusted everybody else to do my stuff. I'm done. I'm taking back control, which is the first cut of the record. Doing it all myself. My guitar player, Vinny Tex, and I wrote the whole thing. Just finished the lyric video. Really excited. It's the most... How do I say it? It's the most pro record I've ever done. The songs are extremely thought out, which, as you can see, I'm so flighty. I'm really, really proud of it. It's just really a pro record for me. We did it at Hurt Studios in Poland, which they do all the hardcore stuff. They do Behemoth, Vader, other really intense stuff. So, and I don't do extremely heavy music, but that's where my heart is. So to have them behind me in production, and the album cover was done by Marcelo Vasco that does Slayer and
right.
My Brazilian Mafia is just they're just bringing me to the. I'm so excited, bringing me to the forefront.
Brazilian Mafia, I love it.
Yeah, that's what I call them. Yeah.
Now the name of the album's "We Are the Chosen," correct?
Yes.
Love the name. And what is the story behind the name?
We're the chosen. We're the chosen. All of us here, we're the chosen. And I kind of related it to my consumption with Ronnie James Dio. He passed on, and it was this thing that I created that he passed the torch to many of us. We are the chosen. This is why we do it. My job here is to make music and share it all with you. Just the family, the small community of metalheads. We are the chosen. It's just that simple, you know. We're the chosen.
Absolutely.
We're metalheads. Yeah, yeah.
Right, and that's kind of leads into what you've said in the past, that when you came back from your hiatus, that his passing affected you, and that
Yeah.
you realize that you have this talent and that you should use it.
Yeah, exactly. I call it the gift from the gods, and I don't mean to sound narcissistic, but Jesus Christ, it's the only thing I can kind of do in my life is sing. Why the hell am I not doing it? So yeah, We Are the Chosen kind of came from that. Like I said, we had 2 years to write this record. Yeah, simple. We are the chosen. It's a family. I'm chosen. Follow me. Come with me. Join the family. Yeah, we're the chosen.
Well, it's like I alluded to the other day when we tried to do this this interview the first time. I've heard a snippet of the album. Like I
We
told you,
take back control. You heard? Yeah.
oh, it was just enough to whet the appetite. And I tell you what, I can't wait because it sounds
Cool.
powerful, badass. You sound amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. Vinny, the guy that I write with is just really eclectic. He's played in so many different genres of music. He's not in really a metalhead. So he brought all this craziness into the. So I fought him. Oh my God, the arguments we had, but it really came out. And I'm huge on drums. I love Lamb of God Metallica drums. My whole thing was drums. So Braulio Germán, who plays in my touring band sometimes from Brazil, he did leather too, and I just knew of his amazing. Oh my God, he kicked ass on this thing.
Nice.
Extreme metal. I wanted extreme metal drums. Why can't I have Lamb of God drums over my vocals? You know.
That's cool
Absolutely.
you say that. That's
Yeah.
cool you say that, because one of my favorites is when Vinny Appice plays with on the Dio records,
Yeah.
and those big drums.
Yeah.
I love that. Eric Carr on
Yeah.
Creatures of the Night, the big drum
Yes.
sound. I love that.
And I was like, look, he modernized it for me. It's like, you know, the 4/4 timing of the 80s is over. I want freaking double bass so hard it makes me throw up. I mean, I play live with this guy in the bass drum, and I follow him. I don't know if other vocalists follow drummers, but I follow him. I turn around, and he hits so hard that it makes me want to vomit. It just comes out of my chest. But yeah, I was really adamant about drums, and I thought everybody was kind of laughing at me. I was like, drums, but really happy. I know,
Did
wait till you hear
anyone
the
ever
drums of
say
this
that
fucking
about
record.
Did
Insane.
anyone ever say that about John Bonham, that he hits so hard it makes you want to vomit?
I don't know.
Well, I
Yeah,
saw
he's
Jason.
insane,
I saw Jason. I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and he was
Is he
hitting pretty
amazing?
good.
Is he amazing?
Badass.
I don't know. Is he?
Oh, I love
Holy
it.
shit!
Really?
Yeah.
It's in his blood, right? It's in his
totally.
freaking blood.
And
Yeah.
the guitar player that they have playing with him, his name escapes me right now, but he's like some virtuoso from Japan, and he
Japanese
studied.
bands are insane.
He studied Led Zeppelin, and he mimics every move on the
Really?
fretboard.
Hey, who's singing?
You would ask me
Because
that.
didn't the original? No, I'm thinking of the singer that sounded just like Zeppelin, but he passed away.
No,
Anyway,
this guy has a bit of a lower register, but he really sells it. He's such a good singer. I can't remember.
It's interesting that you say that. I am not a fan of high registers, dude. I mean, there's one Priest, one Tate. I am not. In the 80s, all the guys were trying to do that. And of course, it came naturally. And back then, I sounded like a 12-year-old girl. I couldn't get rid of that fucking vocal tone that I had. But Mike Verney, my buddy still from Shrapnel Records, he said to me, finally, your balls have finally dropped. I mean, I could never sing these keys that I sing now. That high
Right.
stuff really bothers me a lot.
That's something I wanted to ask you about. Did you ever have a higher register, or were you ever able to hit a high note?
Well, that freaking Chastain, that stuff, that was all standard.
That's pretty damn high.
Yeah.
Well, it was normal for me. I was a chick, and the keys I'm singing in now, I couldn't do. Oh my God, I just wanted to sing in lower keys. Everything was always natural for me. I just actually read a thing about Hagar, who has a pretty high voice, and he said back in the day, he just used to do it till he could do it. I never wanted to do it. And again, the keys that Chastain was writing in, it didn't acquire anything lower. No, I I can't sing. I want to be like Korn. I want to freaking tune everything down 2 steps. But yeah, I like it. I like where my voice is now. We do half step down, I think, and I want to try to go further. Like I said, I'm into extreme music. I love that low key crap. I love it so much.
How is recording this record different than what you've done in the past? How has it changed
Be-
since the early Chastain albums?
because I wrote it all. I wrote
That's
this.
big.
It had more of a thing to me. I loved David and I loved his music and we did everything well together. But there really is something different about it. It was his thing, and I also probably haven't been in a real recording studio since maybe Ruler. So there's something, I don't know if musicians feel the same way, but singing in someone's house with a microphone in the padding is really different than walking into a motherfucking studio. The ambiance is different. Like I said, Studio Hertz is just insane. I had this huge room. Yeah, it was really, and I'm deaf by nature, so I could actually turn everything up. Volume is a real problem for me. My guitar player would come in and he couldn't even. Yeah, I'm deaf. I don't know what to tell you. I never did earplugs. I never did, any of that stuff. But I think the studio is a real ambiance for me. It was just so pro. It was so pro, and I haven't done that in a long time.
You mentioned the deafness a couple of times. Was that a result of stage play?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my guitar ear where Chastain always stood. I can't even tell you. I think it's deaf. I didn't wear earplugs, and I still kind of can't. When I was touring a lot in 1819, I got the whole setup. I'm claustrophobic. I can't really. I don't really like that, but I needed to get used to it because the monitors. I blow monitors all the time, so it's something that you have to get used to. Nobody did that crap in the 80s, did they? I don't know that they did. No, I wanted to hear every freaking note. So it's from music, yeah. My guitar ear. Yeah, my guitar ear. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only one that may have blown up monitors back then was Steel Heart because his voice was just woo.
The freaking birds would come running to him, right?
Yeah,
I know that.
They start pecking at the window. Hey.
He must have broken some glass at the time. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
And God bless him. I know how hard that is to do, but I went down. I went down and dirty.
Well, think about hitting that note today, any of those notes. So you got to hate yourself for what you did back in '84. How did I do that?
No. It's not that bad for me because, and again, I'm a freak about that shit. Black Knight, yeah, it's a little more challenging, but I do it. Believe me, I do it. And that's one thing I learned from Mr. Dio. There is a professional way to learn how to dodge those things so nobody really knows. So I learned.
You talk about your songwriting and how much that has been involved with this new album. How much of the songwriting did you get, I guess, motivated for during the pandemic with not being able to do a whole lot?
That's all we did. And Vinny, I'm sure everyone feels this way about guitar players. They're such a freaking pain in the ass. Oh my God. And he's a perfectionist, which he just made me work really hard. But no, we just did it back and forth. And we're along the same lines. I've never really worked with anyone that wrote specifically for my vocal talent. It was all about me, a guitar player that didn't, and I'm not putting anyone else down, but the 80s are over. Guitar playing is now about supporting the song, not about shredding. He's not a shredder. He's extremely melodic. Oh my God, I should have kept some of those arguments. I mean, there were periods of time where I would go like this. I wouldn't talk to him for a month. But we had all that time. We had all that freaking time.
Is he classically trained?
No.
Self-taught.
No, I know that he's taken lessons, but no, and I hope I'm not saying this. No, he's not classically trained. And he's really into the Brazilian culture. They're extremely into the 80s. They love 80s pop and 70s soft rock. I mean, they're into melody. So, we would do bread songs in the studio.
Well, that's a lot of stuff that's missing, that we started missing from music was actual melody. And everybody just wanted to puff out an album and, try to get it out there as fast as they could and just do whatever with
And I
music.
notice a lot of extreme metal bands are really slowing down now. They're shredding. Arch Enemy, that guy is melodic as hell in this. So you can only go so fast. And I can remember saying to Chastain, and I never meant to insult him, but do you realize that the normal person, to us, you're just, but it was very important back then. But I always had a little bit of a problem with it. But I imagine you wanted to sing high and play fast. That's what you
Right.
wanted to do.
Right, and that was everybody.
Everybody. Well, didn't
That was
Shrapnel
everybody.
start that? Ingve started that shit.
Ingve did. Yes, totally.
Yeah, yeah. Is he still playing like that? Didn't he just put out new music? Is
He
he
just
still
put out a
shredding?
new record. Yeah, I
Is he
think
still?
He's slowed
Yeah.
down a little bit. I mean, you can tell just a bit, but I mean, you can tell
Yeah.
it's still Ingve.
it's still Ingve.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. And hey, I get it. I get that that's really important to people. But back then it was looked at as talent, and I'm so glad it's over. So glad it's over.
There was a period of time you had the hiatus, and I wanted to bring this up. I was telling TBT, it's kind of funny. Every article I've read has mentioned that you disappeared. So you just went off the map. You disappeared.
Yes,
How do you? I mean, do you feel like you disappeared, or you just took
I
a
did.
break?
I did. My thing was after For Those Who Dare, and it kind of really wasn't even something we spoke about. I was going to go back. Chastain and I had different ideas of what we wanted to do. And I said, I'll go home to California for 6 months. It turned into, 27 years? I did. I disappeared. I was extremely disappointed with what people wanted to do with me. But then again, I was really an immature 30-year-old. I didn't really know what it was like to fight for anything. And any of the labels, or many labels back then, no one really ever supported leather. I just wanted to be the chick, the person in the jeans and the high tops. And people wanted me to be more sexual. And I did a lot of demos for some really big bands, and I was never hot enough. Fuck you. I didn't want to
We know who
compromise.
that band is.
We know one.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that.
I didn't want to compromise. It wasn't that important for me. I don't need to be famous. I just wanted to create music. I was extremely happy with what I did. Jesus Christ, I was one of the pioneers. I went away. I stopped going to shows. I stopped. Walked away.
Well,
I
instead of
actually-
becoming the female James Hetfield, I think you have held your own, and you just continued to be leather.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But that's a business. And this is why Chastain never really wanted to get into the business. That's why he created his own label. It's brutal. Do this, do that, do this, do...
Well, that and half the time you don't even own your own shit.
No. And at that time, I was so, oh my God, I would have done anything to tour. But like I said, the offers were blasphemous. They were, yeah. So it's okay. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Whatever.
Is it true, though, that you demoed some songs with Vixen?
I did.
Tell me about
Roxy. I don't remember, but it must have been through Roxy, because I'm still in touch with her. It has to be through her that I knew her, or through Mike Varney, who did everything for me. I remember they actually sent me 1 or 2 songs, and my boyfriend at the time had the whole studio downstairs, and yeah, and I mean, the songs were good, and I love them so much. This is no judgment. My fucking
Sure.
opinion means nothing. But I can remember saying, "Wow, this is really poppy music." But what the fuck? And they said the same thing. I heard from the management I never looked good enough. And I remember my friends, Mike Varney and Steve Fontana, whatever, they said, look, she can do the same thing they did, get the, whatever. So it didn't work out because of the way I looked. But I can remember knowing that it was going to be a compromise, and I but I did it. I learned from it. Yeah.
I think it's a little harsh, because there's a couple photos that now they're all right. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
them.
I'd have put you in the band.
Yeah.
But the 80s were really sexual, I think. I don't know if it's like that
sure.
anymore. And that was always my thing, dude. Do you remember, I don't know how old you guys are, but was it Cream Magazine? Or no, Hit Parader. They used to have
Hit
Lady
Parader.
Killers.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Killers.
Yep.
So we were doing Shockwaves, and I was in New York with the label that fucked me up the ass, but whatever. So they meet me in the hotel room, and they want to do, I'm like, cool. So they had all this feminine stuff. I'm like, dude, come on. They had me standing. I don't remember what I was wearing, guys, but they had me standing on a bed and somebody was flowing this pink piece of fabric up and down. And I was just going, fuck you. Needless to say, I never got in it. And then Lorraine Lewis was in there sucking the sucker. I mean, you know.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
because I was getting ready to go on eBay and look for that tonight.
No. Oh God, no. And you know what? It's wonderful, but that's not me. You have to be. Those women are beautiful and sexual. That's never me. I'm a tomboy.
No.
But they were like, yeah, good to see you, Leather.
So, so if you're demoing a song with that band, how are you changing the way you sing?
No. No.
So you would totally change the sound of that band.
Yeah, I guess I would have. Yeah. I don't really remember, but you know, I'm very immature, and when someone tells me not to do something, I still do it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, really, come on, man. I mean, you knew what you were getting into.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And
You
you know
know.
what? I must tell you, what was the original singer, Janet? Was her name Janet? I
Yes.
went to see them live a couple times, and I have to tell you, that woman blew. She was nothing like the record. She was a dirty vocal. She was insane on stage. She was very different than the records.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not like somebody like Hart. I mean, what you hear on the record and live is like boom.
I know Annie. I know Annie live is a beast. That's why I hate the studio. The studio is like I'm claustrophobic anyway, but it's like I mean, I have to be in fucking key. You can't. For me personally, and I actually was just having that conversation with my guitar player before you guys called. I need to learn how to be more free because you know the vocals are good, but I need to let it go a little bit more because I'm just so. And I listen to demos. I kill on demos, and then I get in the studio and you know, I have to learn how to find that. And dude, records today are so freaking perfect. I hate it. I hate it.
I,
Yeah.
I
hate
dare
it.
say sometimes just overproduced.
overproduced.
This has to be, and they would be tick, tick, and I'm very blessed with my vocals, but you have to move it an eighth of a centimeter. Fuck you. But that's the way it is. That's the way it is. But I listen to a record and it takes all the joy out of it for me, you know?
Yep, absolutely. So
But I
did
guess
for
it was
your
always like that.
did you have a part in the whole production process
Yeah.
for the new one?
Oh, yes. I was
Oh,
there for
thank
every
goodness.
moment of everything. Yeah. Fighting the whole time.
Good. So it sounds like you've
And
been
that's a
there
good point.
from like
I have
right into
from
the
the
end.
drums to the beginning, and also that's the thing, you guys. For the Chastain records, I always think about Ozzy. I would go in and do my parts and go home, so I didn't realize really the process. Everybody, you go over everything. I didn't realize, and I'm like, are you killing me? What do you? But that's the way it is. I didn't realize that's the way it is. Yeah.
You mentioned on-stage vocals being different from the record. Today, there's a lot of vocalists that are being accused of lip syncing and using tracks and things like that. What do you think of something like that? Backing tracks,
Well,
especially if you're an
you know,
organization.
yeah. Well, I'm not on the road all the time, and I think if I had to tour that much where I couldn't pull it off, I would not do it. Um, Yeah, I mean, I don't think Britney's ever sang a song in her life, but that's pop music. I can't, but I would just never allow myself to get in that situation. But you know, people that tour all the freaking time, you can't tune a voice. But I don't like it. If you can't be honest with me, I would rather see you hurting. I saw Ronnie many times where he was hurting. I would rather have that than the bullshit. Yeah. But
I
people
agree,
don't understand. People think that you can just go and sing. People don't get how hard it is. You know, they don't know.
They
especially
don't
And
back.
nor do they
understand that the
care.
voice
Nor
is
do they
actually an
care.
instrument.
Yeah. I did a show. Oh my God. I did a show in Italy years and years. I don't remember. I think I had to call this. I was blown. I literally could not even sing, but I did it. I did it to the best of my ability in Chicago. The bass player, I suck. And people were like, people loved it. I couldn't sing.
Right, but they knew you were up there working your ass off.
Yeah.
They
No,
know
I
that.
got it. I'm glad nobody taped that. There's people. But I'm like, hey, I'm not a guitar, you know. But yeah, and again, I can't judge people. Some people are so tied into contracts and making money, that's what they have to do. And I would never get in that situation, I would hope. Or I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, we've had a few episodes where we've mentioned some vocalists out there that really shouldn't be doing it. But yet they're, on tour again this summer and just,
It's just hard to say no, I think, with a
Well,
legacy,
of course, dude, it's so
money.
hard to say no to that. But I was thinking, what if it starts skipping or something?
right.
Right.
What if there's a technical difficulty?
I don't think that matters anymore. Used to that mattered, but there,
Now it probably doesn't.
Hey,
there's
Milli Vanilli still won a Grammy.
right,
Oh,
there's
shit.
instances where people have dropped the mic and had to go fetch it off the stage, and no one
And
cared.
they're still going.
Yeah, it's still
And that's
going.
okay. That's cool. That's cool. And there's a certain person whose name I won't say that I know just recorded a record, and I know personally that this person really can't sing live anymore, so I'm not sure what they're going to do. But maybe backing tracks. I don't know.
Well,
And again, you can't say no. And if you're so tied into the contract, I wish I was that big to have to worry about it. Where you're signed in, stadiums are bought now, and you got to be there. So I can't judge.
Leather, there's been shows canceled by known acts because the backing tracks were on another truck and hadn't made it there.
That's
And you
scary
can't.
to me.
I mean,
Why are you doing that? Then I don't know. You have to learn when to bow out, right? And again, I've always said, look, these people have been blowing for years. I took 25 years off. We need to be honest here. My voice was sleeping for 25 years, so I'm like, what? Got the voice of a 35-year-old. So yeah, it's really very very tough. I can't judge it all. I would certainly prefer not to do it. And I know some bands just to do it to make it bigger. Their voices are there. They just do it to make it bigger.
true.
Well,
Uh,
since we're on the topic of tours and all that, what's on the horizon for you in the tour
Dude,
realm?
I want to tour. Oh my God, my bet. Yeah, I want to tour. And again, I was just talking to Vinny. We have to get the record out first.
Of course.
I just want to tour. I wish I could get some big. I will get some big tours. And again, this record will prove itself to a lot of people. But I have nothing planned for now. But my suitcase is ready.
Are you wanting to do South American, U.S., Europe, all of the above, or?
Well, that's where people mostly are interested in my music. South America,
Nice.
Brazil, Europe. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about moving to these places permanently for that reason.
Oh, wow.
I
wow.
could be playing more. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
that's something to be said considering there were a lot of people in the 80s that did the same thing with Japan because everything was so hot in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane when I go down there. It's like I never went away, and the opportunities are just different there. And I've had a couple things going on here that I talked to Steve Grimmett a lot, but a lot of the places are closed. Yeah, there's a lot of talk going on, but like I said, I need to concentrate on putting the record out right now, which should happen in the next couple of weeks. The signing,
and,
and we'll
and, when-
see.
and when you tour, it'll be under Leather Leone.
Leather. Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And I
yeah.
would love to get an opening slot. I would love to get into these festivals or. I have no I've always had this thing about Godsmack. I don't know why, but I'd love to open for Godsmack. Is
They
his
are
name
fantastic
Siri? What is
live.
his name? Siri? What's his name? The singer?
Sully.
Sully.
Sully. I don't know
Leone.
what it is about them, but I just think my music. I have to try to reach out to him. He'd go, "Excuse me, who the fuck are you?"
Okay, I'm totally going to tweet that later on
Please.
tonight. I'm totally going to tweet it, and we're going to make this
Something about
happen.
Godsmack. I've always thought Godsmack and Leather would be such a great tour. I don't know why. For
I
years, I
have
thought
to
that.
agree. I've seen Godsmack a few times.
They're
They
great.
opened for Metallica. I mean,
Did
hey,
they?
yes.
Something about him. His voice is so rich, and I don't know if it was the last record, but didn't he come out and make a statement that he didn't want to do metal so much anymore? He was just going to do hard rock. Doesn't matter what the guy does. His timbre or whatever. It's so rich and full, and I love the way he phrases. And he's where's he from?
He's a New
The
Yorker.
U.S.
Well, I think New
He's a
York.
New,
He's a New
yeah.
Yorker.
And for some reason, I thought he was from some foreign land. I'd love to tour with him. Give me a buzz, Sully. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it out there definitely.
Please.
I'm working on it right now.
Cool. I mean, they put something out in the last couple years, right? Didn't they put something up pre-COVID? They did, right? The
20,
rock record.
2017,
Yeah, it's been a while.
2017. That's a
Yeah.
great record if you haven't heard
He's
it.
actually from Massachusetts.
I was
Is
close.
he? Yeah, something about that
I
band.
knew it was East Coast
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. I've always loved them.
He's 5'6" with the voice of an 8-foot monster.
He's like Dio. All us little people. I
Exactly.
really, I love his lyrical content. Also, he's basically like "fuck you" in a very educated way. I like it very much. Yeah,
Right.
He says "fuck you" very smartly.
he does.
Did
Yeah,
you just say
yeah.
fuck you or was it fuck me? I don't understand.
Is he that tiny? Is he only 5'6"?
Yeah.
Now wait a minute, people. You can't see me, but
Are you tiny? Well, you see the pictures of me and Dio. I mean,
yeah,
Dio's like, and me and Doro. We're all like short people. I think we have to prove it. I don't know what
I'm
it is,
taller
but
than Dio. I'm taller than
well,
Dio.
all the opera people are. I mean, they're huge chest wise, but they're short as hell. Yeah, something about it.
So
Godsmack. Yeah, that'd be great.
going on tour, what is your absolute favorite song to perform outside of obviously what's on the new album? What's that one that you
Angel
just
of
look forward
Mercy.
to?
Angel of Mercy kills every time.
Yeah,
Outstanding.
yeah, that's a good one.
It's
That was a
so
good one.
dramatic, and people. I love drama. I should be in some soap opera. Yeah, Angel. It's and the dynamics are perfect, and I sing it different. Yeah, Angel of Mercy is just a ball buster. And Vinny and Kiko Shred, who I use in my touring band from Brazil. Now he's a massive shredder. So him and Vinny, melody and shredding, the bromance, they complement each other so much. And you should go on YouTube and look at Angel of Mercy. They go off in this. I think it's it might be the end of the song, but they just go off. They keep going back and forth. They go off for 2 or 3 minutes, and it is freaking beautiful. So yeah, and there's a lot of room for compromise, improvisation. And I think what I like about, I say to every guitar player, you aren't David Chastain. Don't try to be David Chastain. Do your own thing. And these two finally figured it. Yeah, Angel of Mercy in like 2018 and 19. They just blow. They go. I just leave the stage. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. But
That,
Angel of Mercy for sure. Yeah.
yeah, that's your break time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
right.
all the female, I guess there's a lot of female vocalists out nowadays. Um, have you followed like any of them in particular from like the last 10, 15 years that you're like, I want to follow and see what they do?
I don't know if it for that long, but I am in love with Arch Enemy. Is her name Elisa? Elisa.
Yes.
Fuck that woman. She can, a true vocalist to me, and I love a lot of the Cookie Monsters. Ginger, I fucking love her. Courtney, Spirit Box. I love these extreme metal people. Um, and I always judge it on, most of them I love Cookie Monster, and their other voices, so what? This girl from Arch Enemy, have you ever heard her Dio covers?
I've heard
She can
one.
sing. She's a true vocalist. She can, and I know there's an art to doing that, but she can sing anything. She's my girl crush. Fucking Deceiver. I love her. I love her. And I got introduced to Angela Glasgow, who was,
Yeah.
is that her name? About 10 years ago, I remember Chastain did an interview and they were talking about my vocal quality or something. And he said, well, Leather's no Angela Black. And I was like, who the hell is that? I found that woman. Yeah, there's something about the Arch Enemy material. And Angela was such a fucking hot ass without being sexual. I loved her energy. And she passed it along to this Lisa. Yeah. Arch Enemy's been around a while, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that music. I love that music so much. Yeah, so and to me they're new bands. I'm sure Ginger's been going on forever, but I love these. Courtney from Spirit Box. Oh my god, I freaking love that woman.
Well, you're
Yeah,
giving me.
I love what they're doing. I love their dynamics. I'm so happy. I love them. I love them.
I'm a big Lizzie Hale fan. Uh, so I love listening.
Love her voice. Love her voice. Too not aggressive enough for me. I love fucking aggression, and these women
Yeah,
are just blowing me away. Oh, Lizzie Hale can sing like a motherfucker. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. You gave me stuff to look up because I don't know Spirit Box. So
Oh God, please. Oh, she's insane. She has this really weird tone, and then she just blows at the end. Oh my God. I was actually just saying again to my guitar player, the next record needs to be more extreme, at least vocally, but like I probably can't do it, so never mind.
you're
There's an
already
art to that.
arguing.
There's an art to that. There's an art to that.
You're already
And when
arguing
I
with
came
yourself.
out, I was heavy,
Right.
I was heavy. Yeah.
There weren't very many female metal singers at all. What was this, 82, 83?
I
There
think
was
I came
you.
out in 83 or 84. And that's the beauty of it. That's why I'm still here. And again, I hate that freaking gender issue, but I need to realize and be grateful, which I am. It was me, Doro, Betsy Bitch, Debbie from Sentinel Beast, Anne Boylene, which was, I think, before all of us. So there was a handful of us that were out, and we were just doing it. It wasn't like, oh my God, I got to be tough and strong. Yeah, so there was a handful of us. That's why I'm here. That's why people know who I am. And yeah, it was such a big deal back then. To us, we were like, fuck you, I can sing. We don't care, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Back then,
Yeah, there were a handful.
there was always the old adage back then. You had to have balls.
Oh, and then there was Dawn from Dayton. Mother of God, she was so ahead of her time. Do you know Dawn Crosby? She's passed away, but Dawn Crosby?
No.
Dude, fear of God. Oh my God. Dawn Crosby, Detente. I can't think of the record, but she was Cookie Monster before. She was insane. Yeah, so again, there was a handful of us, and I keep forgetting that. It was a big deal. And I'm very, very grateful. But, we weren't sitting around thinking about it. We were just doing it. And we had the opportunities,
Well, and it wasn't just a record or two. You had 5 solid records before the big break, which is pretty impressive, really.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I've been really blessed, I guess. I don't know. To me, I'm kind of jaded about it because I wanted to be bigger and I wanted to do bigger tours. And I know that Chastain never wanted to tour. So there were large tours that I know he turned down. So I kind of, I was upset about that, but not going to happen
Who
anymore.
who would that have been with? That was one of my questions. Like, who have you actually toured with? Who would you have toured with?
Well, we used to tour ourselves. It was always us. We did the whole club circuit in the U.S. I opened for Kiss a couple times and Alice Cooper because we were right by Dayton or Cincinnati Gardens, one of the two. And back in the '80s, you guys, when big
Yeah.
bands would come through, they would just call up and say, "Who's the big local draw?" So we
Yep.
got those. But we would just tour ourselves. We did the big clubs ourselves.
I was waiting for Ace to follow up on that one.
I was watching her eat a
Because
chip.
like my whole mind, I'm thinking of all the bands that I know I saw and that you saw, Ace, in the '80s, and Leather. You're absolutely correct. They would go and say, "Who's the local band that everybody wants to see?"
Now, in my band pre-Chastain, I opened for Megadeth. Oh my God, Mustaine was crazy in those days. Megadeth, Exodus. We
Yeah.
were supposed to open. Oh my God, you got no. I actually knew Wasp. I don't think I ever played with them. We hung out with Blackie all the time. But before the band broke up, we were supposed to open for Slayer, and I can remember going, "We're gonna get fucking killed."
Because they want
But
Slayer.
it fell apart before then because we would get spit on and fucking beer cans and glass. I loved it. It was brutal. We got booed, and I would the more you booed me, I wasn't going anywhere. I'd sing right in your face.
You're
It was a good
feeding
training
off
ground.
of it.
Yeah, I was.
Feeding off of
But
it.
Megadeth was brutal. And even Mustaine, he goes, "You got some balls, baby." I mean, the spit and the, probably shit, I don't know, shoes, and it was great. It was great.
I think it
Have you
was
heard the new?
Friday. Megadeth just
Yeah.
released their new single.
Have you heard it?
No, but I love him so much. Did they?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I love him. I love his tone. I love him so much. I love the way he played. No, I have to check it out. I love Megadeth. Out of everyone in the Bay Area, it's probably them my favorite, and then Testament. I always really like Testament, Megadeth.
Yes.
He,
Megadeth, Ozzy. There was somebody else who released a new one over the weekend. Coheed and Cambria. You talk about
yeah.
storytelling.
Oh yeah. There's so much stuff out there. I can remember in the '80s going, Jesus Christ, there's so many bands. That's insane.
I think there are more bands that didn't make it than there were ones that actually, signed with Elektra and all that stuff.
Oh, Electra, Michael Alago. They used to court us all the time. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Well, it's different. We don't need a label anymore.
Right.
Although I want one. I want one, and I have one, but I can't say anything. I have one.
We'll read it on the album whenever we get it.
So,
Yeah, I should be able to say something in the next month for sure.
so
Killing it.
when you got to San Francisco and got in that scene, it never you never worried about heading down to the Sunset Strip or anything like that when that was going on.
No,
You were ensconced
no.
right where you were at.
Yeah, and I loved all those bands. Oh my God, I used to hang with. I love that glam stuff. Give me a boy that wears makeup any day, but I was where I was supposed to be.
If I'd have known
I
that, I'd
wanted.
have thrown some eyeliner on.
I loved both scenes, but that wasn't me. Um, yeah, yeah, especially the female protocol of bands at that time was, I didn't want to associate myself. And again, no offense, it just wasn't me. Like I said, I just wanted to be Hetfield. I always said, why can't I just wear jeans and high tops and sing? But you couldn't back then. It's like I sing as good as Hetfield, you know.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
And
No, I used to
when
go
you,
down there a lot, but never
and
mind me.
you're going down. You said for the Dio tribute coming up on the
I'm gonna
7th,
go down
right?
for the yeah. I'm really gonna try to go down and like I said, OTEP is playing. Oh my God, OTEP, fucking Shania. She's playing at the Whiskey the same night. Yeah,
Oh wow.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it between gas prices and freaking planes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I
Oh,
got to
and
tell
your
you,
gas
I
prices are
remember
worse.
I remember one time sitting with Sandy Sledge when we were kind of talking about doing music again at my place. Jesus, I don't know when OTEP came out, but we were watching MTV or whatever when MTV played music. And there was this little girl with red hair. I was like, oh my God. And that was her. I love her. And again, I love the aggression of her so much. Yeah, I'd like to go down and help her celebrate because, you know, she's such an activist too. She doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks about her. So I'm excited to see her.
Now, was that prior to Sledge Leather before you guys
Yeah, I
actually
think it was.
formed?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. It's all a mush. It's so funny. Chastain and I were talking the other day about we must have talked on the phone or something before I met. Do you remember? He's like, no. I mean, I don't remember anything. We must have talked in 1983 before we met at the studio. I've done a lot of drugs since then, so the 90s were brutal for me. Yeah,
Right.
That's where she was.
yeah. Well,
And,
people, you know, whenever I did music, I've always been extremely sober. I don't know how people do it any other way. I'm not saying that it's hard, but it's challenging, and I have to keep my body in such amazing shape to be able to do that night after night after night after night. And again, my thing has always been, you need to hear me like you hear in the record. So it's always been a thing that I've had. So I've never indulged when I work. Never.
do you do anything special to uh, preserve your voice or warm it up or anything like that?
I don't warm up. And it was funny when I was on the road, I used to say that to Ronnie. Ronnie'd be smoking pot and drinking beer, nothing. When I toured with Rob Rock, who was still hitting all those high notes, I said, do you warm? He goes, why warm up? By the third song, you're there. No, I don't warm up, but I have to sleep, 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 and drink water, drink water.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I would have somebody else do my sound checks. I need to sleep on those nights when you get no sleep. I need to get I need to be dead for a while. It's sleep and water for sure. Sleep, sleep, sleep is insane.
Right, because there's a school of singers that are strict about the warm ups, and then there's some that just walk out and
I think it's mostly the pop people, isn't it? I see Mariah and Celine Dion. I can just like I tried it a couple times. I don't know. You know, I just want to blow. And again, I want things to be organic. I don't. I just if I suck for 3 songs. I don't. I just want things to be organic. Yeah.
right. You suck for 3 songs, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's other
I
ways to get
don't. I
people
don't
involved.
suck for 3 songs, but I. Yeah, I've been really blessed in that way. There's something that takes over, and I've seen many vocalists do. You can be like this, but you get on stage and there's just something that takes over that you just push it out because there's people in front of you. Mother of God, I'm not going to suck. Whatever I need to do to pull it out, I'll pull it out.
Right, that
Ronnie,
adrenaline.
Ronnie taught me that. Ronnie taught me that. You just pull it out, man. You pull it out.
You've mentioned that a few times that Ronnie's taught you some things, and if you
Yeah.
if you can share, what is the absolute number one thing that Ronnie taught you that you still live to this day?
He said to me that I was good enough and just keep doing it. He told me to, matter of fact, I'm going to get that tattoo. I just found his signature. He just said to never stop, just close your eyes and realize that you're good enough. Shut out all the fucking noise and be good enough. Learn the craft and you're good enough. He just always said, you're good enough. fuck everybody. You're good enough. Just go do it. Yeah.
It's so
Right.
And then
simple, but yet
yeah,
so
yeah.
powerful.
Well, coming from him, and then I cried and walked out. I mean,
Of course.
I was always bawling. I mean, I hung out with him quite a few times, and he's like, "Oh God, here." I'm like, "I know, I'm crying again." Yeah, he was just such a strong believer in here, something in this life. I talk about it all the time on Shockwaves was written about him. I said to him all that bawling, "Oh my God, you're just magic. You're like," and that's what he said to me. He goes, "It's something in this life that you will acquire. It's peace of mind. You'll get older. You keep singing, keep singing, keep singing." And he goes, "You'll find it." And literally, I hugged him, cried, and walked out.
But that's something you're always going to treasure.
Always. Yeah, I think about him,
know?
man, when I'm having a bad day, and he's like, "You can't let those people down. Geez, Pino, that's why you're here." Yeah, I miss him. I miss him so much.
Yeah, he had an effect on a lot of people. You wouldn't have
everybody. He was just magic. He was a magic person.
for sure.
All right, so we've got shows like America's Got Talent, American Idol, all this stuff. So, would you ever entertain
No,
like doing one of those types of shows?
I'm not good enough.
No. As
Oh,
like
no.
a judge.
Oh my God, I'd love to.
I see. That's what I was hoping for.
She would be perfect with
I
like
would
this
have
with this
so
person.
much fun. Most of
Oh
the
my
time, I'd be
gosh.
going like, "What the fuck did you get?" There are so many talented people in the world. I'd be like, "You're better than me. Get the fuck out of here." I'd love to do that. Yeah, I'm not big enough, but I would love to do
But
that
see,
stuff.
everybody's always looking for that country star, that pop star. It's very rare that you get that fucking powerful metal,
Dude,
woman or guy out there.
when we're done going my Instagram, there was just a young girl on America's Got Talent that did a Spirit Box song. Did you see
I
that?
did see it. Yes, that is exactly what brought this question up because I was like, Leather could have been there for that.
And you saw Simon was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So proud of that little girl. So proud of her. I hope that Courtney sees it.
Oh,
Because
for
first they were
sure.
looking at her weird because of the vocal content. They're going, what is it? Give up the wine, but take my body instead.
Yeah, like what is she doing singing that?
Well, the guy from Riot did really well, right? Wasn't he on? It was one of those shows. He got to the semifinals. The guy from Riot, whatever his name is, the
Yeah.
singer, Todd somebody.
I don't remember that one, but I
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see like a metal show like that because there's just not enough of it out there.
That would be should we try to pitch that, you guys?
Yeah.
I don't even know anyone in the television business.
We
Yeah,
are
rock
going
and
to
metal
tweet
singers.
that along with you and Godsmack on tour.
We should do that. Well, the next metal singer, there is because they probably think that there wouldn't be an interest in it, and I think that there would be because you see a few hard rock people in some
Yes.
of them, but they don't get very far.
Right.
There's always
That is a
requisite
good
hard rock
idea.
person.
I think we can make this happen.
We could all do this. Oh my God. I would love to bring Veronica. We'll get Veronica Freeman to come on too, because with her boobs and her sense of humor, they'd be, you know what? You have an idea.
And we're going to get Sully on there too.
That'd be cool.
See?
And it would be like the Kelly Clarkson show where we sing a song before. Holy shit. I don't even know television people though to even present it to. I'd have to look into that.
We know you. That's who we know.
God, I'm going to present that to Mike Varney tonight, actually, by the way. What a great idea.
That's perfect. You just remember us, when it becomes a big deal.
Of course, it was your idea. Oh my God, in 2 years, you're all going to be going, yeah, fuck yeah.
We knew it all along.
That's right. And we'll have guests that will come in. We'll get Hetfield to come in once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get OTEP. I could get Doro to come. Oh, that'd be killer.
See, it's taken off. We've already got like the first season figured out. All of the guests, every bit of it's all figured out already.
Where are you guys located? Where are you?
Indiana.
We're in Indiana.
And man, that is like metal land. That'd be the place to do it. Ohio, shit.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
See?
Because I got to tell you, there's something I've been saying. There's something brewing. There's some change that it's going to happen in my life because every 7 years I got to go and COVID killed me. Whether I moved a year, something's happening. What would we call it, do you think?
Oh, we bleed metal.
We bleed metal.
Such
we
an
call it.
American favorite. Yeah, something. Oh my God, I got to let Chastain know about it too. Yeah, good idea. We should seriously try to look into that.
Well, you know how to reach out to us, and we know how to reach out to
I
you.
do,
So
I
we'll
do.
definitely stay on top of
Oh
this.
my God.
We can make something happen.
And now there's so much cable television. We'd probably be on at 4:00 in the morning.
Hey, you know what? It's funny though. That could be something that could be on YouTube, and it could
Yes.
blow up. Look at the guy
Blow
who does
up.
the hot wing challenge.
No shit.
That
Yeah, we'd
started
have
on
to go
YouTube.
smaller. YouTube show. Anybody can do a YouTube
Yeah,
show. And do you know how many people would come out for that shit if we advertised in Indiana that Leather Leone was doing a freaking? Those are my people. Oh
Oh
shit.
yeah.
We could just, because you don't need permission or anything. YouTube is all ours, public.
yeah. That's just like this podcast. It goes on, on audio and it goes on YouTube because we own it.
Shit, you own it. And that, oh my God. And I have a YouTube channel. Oh my God. That's right. We don't need ABC.
We don't need Fox.
We need no stinking badges.
We don't need
Wow.
PBS.
And what I could do is find a way we could advertise, and then I could come out there and actually rent a place to audition people. Oh my God.
You'd have a
Wow.
house
And
band,
then
your
you
Brazilian
have to,
band.
but let me think. Think about we could just do whatever they want to sing. We could just do backing track. I mean, can you legally pull tracks off iTunes and stuff? You
You,
can't without permission, right?
you would have to
But no,
find a.
we'd have to have somebody to play it.
Yeah.
Somebody to play it. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Russell's out. All the Chastain people are out there. Mike, Russell. Oh my God.
Well, you're not getting Chastain to come out to Indiana. That's too far.
Oh God. He wouldn't be involved, and that's okay. He just wants to sit at home and watch basketball.
But see, so there you go. Bring him to Indiana, which is the home of basketball.
Basketball capital.
Maybe I can ask him, can I have a little funding, please? Oh my God. It can't even cost. YouTube would cost nothing. All we would have to do is basically rent the space. We'd have to get a cameraman, of course, somebody that really knew what they were doing, and get musicians. And like I said, there's so many musicians. It's like Brazil. I could get anybody to do that shit. Oh my God.
So the overhead is low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll be out there with our little camcorders and our iPhones, which, by the way, the new iPhones have. Wow, that's a good idea. I'm going to look into that. Thank you. I need to do something.
So if you think there's an audience for that, what's that make you think about the current state of metal now? Is it strong?
I think it's always strong. It's just a matter of getting it to people. And I think a lot of times it's really extreme metal, but that's not true. People are just into metal, all genres of metal. Oh my God, no, it's so out there. I just think like us, there's not a huge outlet. The shows are popping up again. And if you see the festivals, everything is so eclectic. Examples, it's from, Arch Enemy to Poison. It's so eclectic now. It's not like, dead. Yeah. I think people are so hungry, which I figured people are so hungry, they'll just go, they want to see music. I mean, I just saw a Bret Michaels thing that he did up north here, like a raceway. I think I could be exaggerating, but there had to be 40,000 people there. It was freaking insane.
Well, yeah. Now look at him. He's on tour with Motley Crue and Def Leppard and Joan
Yeah,
Jett.
he's doing yeah. And he should be. He deserves it. He's a really nice guy. Lead poison, obvious lead poison. I used to make fun of them. I had a lot of female friends that would do them all the time. So I was always in the room waiting. Can we go? But they were always really nice people. Always really nice people.
I was just happy one time, probably within the last few months, that Brett put out an instruction video on how to actually fold a bandana.
Did he?
Yeah, and
Yes.
with these lovely
They're
locks of mine, I wanted to make sure that I was able to put one on correct.
Now, where was that? On YouTube or on
Holy
his,
shit! I want to say it was on like his Instagram or
Yeah.
even
I love
TikTok
him.
or some shit.
I love
Look
him
it up.
so much.
Yeah,
He's like one of the hottest men ever. I mean,
It's very tongue in cheek how he does it. It's pretty funny.
yeah, exactly. He doesn't take himself, and he's been through so much. But I'm so happy for him when I see him. And he's like Americana, right? He's like he's like Springsteen. It's just Americana.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get him to come on.
I
Oh my God,
guarantee it.
Oh,
I
sure we
can't stop
could.
thinking about this idea.
I
So
guarantee he'd
basically,
do it.
he'd do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I could bring up some girl names that he would probably remember.
Well, and if you did that, he'd probably say, "Okay, all right, Leather, I'm on my way."
Hey, Brett, do you remember Artemis? Artemis was his favorite, but that's an idea. But like I said, yeah, the record, I should be able to talk about it in a month.
Awesome.
And
We
that's a
can't
priority,
wait.
and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Well, if
I
you
tell
want,
you what we'd like to do is at some point, maybe after the record's been released and we've had a chance to listen to it, would love to have you back on just to get your,
Absolutely.
because we want to give you our opinion.
Of
I
course,
know it's
I'd love
gonna,
to
I
hear.
know it's gonna kick ass. I know it's gonna rock, but you know
Oh,
how it goes.
I love hearing opinions. I've always been like that. I have no problem with criticism or constraint. I have no problem with it at all. And I think that's the thing that scared me in the 80s when I was starting to do demos for CBS. I always thought it was a little funny because Sandy Pearlman, I was working with from Sabbath, he never said anything about my vocals. And that's not,
that's not good.
oh, everything's great. Oh, dude, come on. So I was always a little suspicious of that, you know,
Yeah, it
especially
makes you think.
those big people. Yeah, for them not to say anything. Yeah. But
Exactly.
yeah, I have no problem with it. I have no problem. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I would love to stay in touch with you guys. And well, since we're going to do the metal show now, maybe I like, you guys call yourselves the Weekly Pour.
The
How about
weekly pour.
the metal pour? I mean, the metal, oh my God.
Wait,
It-
what
Leather's
about
not going to sleep tonight.
the
what?
the leather pour?
Yeah, I don't think that's big.
Yeah,
No, no,
me
no, no,
neither.
no, no.
It sounded good in my head until I said it, and it just sounded like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, something tongue in cheek. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to think about that. Because, yeah, we don't. Oh my God. I have to talk to my guitar player about it. Because the metal people that would come out. And of course, the fun thing about American Idol is, which they don't really do anymore, the people that suck. They don't really show them anymore. And not everybody should be singing. It's not a bad thing to say, but you have to show some of them.
Oh, you
You
have
do.
to.
You have to have the contrast.
You do. Because you can't. I mean, everybody, most of them are good. But I love when they used to go, when Katy Perry would go, she goes, "You're really hot, but you should look into something else." I mean,
Yeah, but
Katie's
you
really
should not
funny.
quit your day job.
Yeah. But God, we should look into it. But no, sir, yeah, let's stay in touch. I appreciate you guys talking to me again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this way.
Look for Leather on Facebook. She is
And Instagram.
facebook.com, and she's
And
Leather Leone
yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook and Leather Leone Official on Instagram.
And my website is being rebuilt right now. So you can just go leatherleone.com and it will connect you to everything. And Vinny
Yes.
Tech's my guitar player. Yeah, we're really excited. We're freaking out right now. I mean,
Hell yeah,
we're
so are
just
we. We're excited about it. Want to give our quick shout out to badcompanybbq.com. That's badcompanybbq.com. Jason, our buddy out there.
hi
Music and
Jason.
More Records. Kathy, of course, you can see it in the
Yeah,
background
Kathy,
there.
thank you so much. Your support is really appreciated
Hell yeah,
for sure.
another shout out for Kathy. If you need to reach us, we are at the weekly pour podcast at gmail.com. We want to thank Leather so very much for joining us
So much
this
fun.
week. This has been
Thank
a
you guys.
blast. We really hope that we'll get caught up with you again here in a few months once we get the record going.
Soon.
And after we get all of our contracts figured out with this new venture that we're going to have going
No
on.
shit. I'm serious. We got to figure this out.
Hell yeah. Well, listen,
So all
stay
you
on.
metal singers, start warming up.
Yeah,
Doing
start
your
warming up, bitches.
Well,
Stay
thank you,
on with
Leather.
us real quick. I'm going to end the show. Ace, you got anything to pass on?
No, I just want to thank Leather for joining us. It was a blast.
Of course.
All right. Well,
I'll look up
ladies and gentlemen, we will
Edie.
be back again with you next week. And guess what? We may have another guest or two. Anyway, stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye guys. Love and Dio.
See you.